Jesus is both like us and unlike us. Now, that's a little different than the way some folks have heard it, frankly, but it's vital that we understand that, yes, Jesus is like us in that he faces what we call external temptations of every kind. The temptations we were talking about just a few minutes ago are all before Jesus externally in the known world. You see this, of course, preeminently in Matthew 4, 1 through 11, where Satan does nothing less than tempt Jesus with power, glory, kingdoms, wealth, bread, anything Jesus can want, Satan is offering to Jesus. Jesus, however, never has internal temptation. In other words, in a James 1, 13 to 15 sense, Jesus never has any internal desire in his own heart lure and entice him, to use the language of James in that crucial passage.
Yeah.
That never happens for him. That happens for us, for the three of us, and for everybody watching this right now and by recording later, regularly, sadly. Even as believers, we still lure and entice ourselves away from what is righteous and godly and holy. That never happened for Jesus. So Jesus never had pedophilic desire come from within him. Jesus never had a desire for bestiality well up from within him. Jesus never had same-sex attraction come from within him. Jesus never had what we call heterosexual lust well up in his heart. He had none of these things. And here we're diving into more directly Christological matters, but I'll say a quick corollary. Jesus was impeccable. Theologians of the Reformed and conservative tradition used to talk a lot more about impeccability than they do. Some still do, but it used to be really the mainline view. In other words, that it was impossible for Jesus to sin. Not just that he didn't sin. Impeccability means that he could not sin. That was the mainstream view among most Reformed Protestant theologians, conservative Protestant theologians. We've lost that to some degree in the 20th and 21st centuries. We believe and we write that Jesus was impeccable. And that means, lastly, that he experienced far more temptation power than we ever will, because he felt the full force of temptation